This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
We're starting off tonight with the latest updates after several of you sent in pictures and videos of tornadoes from Nelson County. These pictures showing Mother Nature's forests were all taken in areas of Pekin, Lakota, and near the Stump Lake Campground. We'll check in right away with meteorologist Robert Hahn to get the latest on the storm's track and updates on any weather warnings. And Robert, can you tell us where these tornado warnings are and who has to worry or take cover?
No more warnings as of right now. No more tornado warnings, no more severe thunderstorm warnings. Are we done for the night? Hopefully. That's the way it looks right now, but we'll take a look at those radars here in just a moment. A live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam network. We're looking off toward the west, but it's rather hazy out there. We can't even see the lightning from the thunderstorm off to our west in central portions of Cass County. Here in Fargo, 69 degrees. Winds continue breezy out of the south at 13 miles per hour. Temperatures elsewhere across the region, we're all in the 60s. 61 degrees up in Langdon, 63 Devils Lake, 69 degrees in Jamestown, 66 in the Wahpeton Breckenridge area, also 66 in Fergus Falls. Winds breezy. They're going to stay breezy, but begin to shift to the west and the northwest as we head through the overnight hours. Satellite. A lot of cloudiness earlier, especially off towards the east, and there's that one storm. It was around for about 4 hours, and it's still going. Earlier produced a tornado up in the Nelson County area. Right now, still got that thunderstorm. We've also got a pretty strong thunderstorm making its way through Lake of the Woods County. First, we're going to take a look at that storm making its way through Cass County. This is the one that earlier produced the tornadoes up in Nelson County, and a waterspout for that matter. Storm continues to show signs of weakening, but you could still see some gusty winds upwards of 40 to maybe 50 miles per hour and perhaps some small hail with this storm as it makes its way off towards the south, just now approaching the I-94 corridor. The other storm up in Lake of the Woods County, that continues to slide off toward the east. Also could see some gusty winds with this 40 to 50 miles per hour and some small hail. It's going to be rolling right down the highway into Baudette here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Across the northern plains, we've got those showers. We've got those thunderstorms out there. We could still see a few more develop. Chance of severe it's not zero. There is still a slight chance for severe. The best chance for maybe an isolated severe storm will be in southeastern portions of North Dakota and extreme west central Minnesota, but that chance continues to diminish as we go through time. Rain stretches all the way down into parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, northeastern parts of New Mexico, and off towards the east. The remnants of Harvey continue to spin their way up through the Tennessee and Ohio Valley. Earlier today, quite a few tornado warnings over in parts of North Carolina, including several confirmed tornadoes. Right now, still seeing some heavy rain, some flash flooding ongoing in parts of North Carolina. Out in the Atlantic, still keeping our eyes on Hurricane Irma, Category 3 hurricane moving off towards the west at 13 miles per hour. Still 1,500 miles away from the nearest land, so we'll continue to watch that and monitor that. Too early to say whether or not it will have any impact on the U.S. For us, as we head through the rest of the evening, that chance for showers and storms will continue to slide off toward the east. Could see some patchy fog in a few areas, but the wind may stay up just enough to keep that from happening. Overnight lows in the 50s. Tomorrow, some partly sunny to mostly sunny skies, and temperatures warming up nicely into the 70s and 80s. So the northwest breeze around 10 to 20 miles per hour with some occasional stronger gusts. Here in Fargo, we'll start off the day with partly to mostly sunny skies. Temperatures in the upper 50s. By lunchtime, though, we're going to warm it up nicely, and that's right in the middle of tailgating time. Mid-70s, looking good in that department. Low 80s for some breezy conditions later on in the day. Picture of the day, smoky sunset in Fertile. Thanks to Stella for sending that in. I'm going to use that as the backdrop to our 7-day forecast. Saturday is looking good. Sunday, it's looking downright hot. Some models have us even warmer than that. Chance for a few showers and storms on Labor Day with some cooler conditions. Cooler still on a Tuesday, but we warm it right back up into the 80s by Friday.
And let's hope Irma stays away from the U.S. because, you know, like you said, Harvey is still packing a punch. You know, I have family back in the Nashville area and north of there, and there's been extreme flash flooding on the interstates.
Irma a long way off. We'll continue to track it.
Sounds good, Robert. Thanks so much. Parents living in one Fargo neighborhood are concerned after they say a man tried luring a boy into his car. Our reporter Marley Casey spoke with a parent in that neighborhood who says she's keeping a closer eye on her kids now.
Just a little scared. Alicia Walker lives down the street from the Osgood School Park and says she often walks her kids there. But Thursday night, this post on Nextdoor warned neighbors that a man had tried to lure a boy into his car by offering tickets to Thunder Road. Walker found out about the incident from another neighbor.
She was pretty scared when she shook up when she called me and said, just so you know that this happened in the neighborhood.
Walker says she feels safe letting her kids out to play in their unfenced yard, but says the scary scenario is a reminder to teach her young children about stranger danger.
We live in a sinful, fallen world. There are sick people, hurting people who want to hurt others everywhere.
She says she wants to teach her children to be kind to others, but not to mistake others' kindness for something else.
You can be nice, but you don't have to get in the car with a stranger.
Walker hasn't seen the silver car mentioned in the post, but is going to keep a closer eye on who passes by.
And you got to do what you got to do to make sure your children are safe.
From Fargo, Molly Casey, Valley News Live.
The parent who wrote the Nextdoor post did report the incident to police, and neighbors say they have seen an increase in patrol cars driving through their neighborhood since last night. The founder of F5 says that his group is now within the city's housing code. Adam Martin announced on Facebook that F5 has opened 2 more houses. Martin wrote, quote, "Our constant struggle to be within code has come to rest today." A neighbor to one of the F5 sober houses questioned why more than 3 people were allowed to stay at the homes since they weren't zoned to do so. Now, rather than attempting to get rezoned or change the code, Martin's group opted to buy more homes to provide people a place to stay. F5 offers temporary housing to men and women who are recovering addicts that have had trouble with the law and may have difficulty getting work or finding a place to stay. We're following a developing story out of Douglas County, Minnesota tonight. Authorities are continuing to search for a missing 15-year-old girl from Alexandria. Jasmine Block has been missing for 25 days now. She's described as white with a tan complexion. She's 5'1" and weighs 110 pounds with brown curly hair and was last seen at her home on August 8th. Authorities are now offering a $7,000 reward for information that leads to finding her, and investigators are asking everyone in the area to search their properties for anything unusual. If you have any information, you should call police at the number on your screen, which is 320-763-6631.
She doesn't have a mommy.
A lemonade stand in Moorhead today raised money for the Gray Winds and baby Hazley Joe. The stand was put on by 3-year-old Bentley West at JT Lawn Service. She served lemonade along with cookies and muffins most of the afternoon. Having a lemonade stand was on her summer bucket list, and her mother thought this would be a good opportunity to teach her daughter how to make a difference.
But every little bit helps. You don't have to do something big. Every little thing can become potentially big.
Bentley's lemonade stand raised more than $1,000, which will be taken to the U.S. Bank Fund for the Graywind family and baby Hazley Joe. There's a new tip line regarding information on the Savannah Graywind investigation. The old number is no longer accepting phone calls, and if you have a tip, you're to contact the Fargo Police at 701-241-5777. It's Friday, so here's this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Douglas Sorensen is wanted for probation violation and criminal trespass, which are felonies. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information on him. A Minnesota man died early this morning after a fire destroyed his home. When firefighters got into the trailer home, they found the body of 56-year-old Eric Schissel. It happened in the 17,000 block of Buzzell Road Northwest in Pinewood, Minnesota. That's about 20 miles northwest of Bemidji. When fire crews got there, the mobile home was engulfed in flames. Neighbors were using garden hose to try to put out the fire. Crews say the fire started in the living room, but they're still investigating the cause. College is back in session for students across the valley, and police departments are putting those under 21 on notice. Don't risk getting caught with a fake ID.
As long as you know the people who have them, it's easier to get it from them. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty easy, I think.
NDSU sophomore Anna Broughton on how easy it seems to get a fake ID and then actually use it to get into a bar.
I feel like I haven't really heard about people who have fake IDs get caught going to the bars, so I think it seems like it's fairly easy.
The Grand Forks and University of North Dakota's police departments have put out Facebook posts warning students about the consequences of using a fake ID.
Usually each month is like, oh, Illinois, oh, Wyoming, you know, just certain things. So Indiana's a big one.
Old Broadway's assistant manager, Catherine Anderson, on how obvious it is when college kids have fake IDs.
We know what to look for as far as our state's IDs, and we also know about out-of-state's IDs. Everybody has a book. Everybody knows what's good and what's not good.
Anderson says this issue goes beyond the person with a fake ID.
If we do, in fact, get caught serving an underage person, it's not just trouble for us. It's trouble for the person who poured the alcohol. It's trouble for the whole entire restaurant, because then they close down.
It's definitely up to the individual, I believe. It's their responsibility to be responsible when it comes to alcohol.
If your child is underage and caught with a fake ID, they could be charged for lying to police about their age, drinking alcohol, or just being in a place that's strictly for those of us over the age of 21. Some new changes to the NDSU tailgating rules meant fans were lining up for tomorrow's kickoff around 6 this morning. It was a rainy one this morning. This cul-de-sac and then the field next to it was where many people were parking their rigs in anticipation of the gates opening. People we talked with said they're pretty excited for the new season, but they're also fearful that the amount of general tailgating spots had been cut in half. They said they were worried they wouldn't get a spot.
With the new parking restrictions now that they're going to have, where they opened up only half the south lot for general tailgaters, it puts a crimp on how many spots are going to be available.
The changes made offer almost 300 more reserved tailgating spots, and it costs $20 to reserve a spot and $5 for a general spot. You gotta love the band, and so while some of those Bison football fans were waiting at the Dome already, others were taking part in the Bison Football Eve, a pep rally of sorts held in downtown Fargo earlier tonight. The event featured the Bison cheerleaders and Gold Star Marching Band, live music, and tailgating games, something for fans of all ages. And remember, if you can't make it out to the game tomorrow, you can still catch all the action from the game right here on KVOY. Still ahead.